In his final letter, the Apostle Paul gives his young protege, Timothy, a sobering warning. He says in 2 Timothy chapter 3, "But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days." He then gives a long dark list of what people will be like. As we read it, it sounds like a description of the world on the nightly news. And what is the very first foundational characteristic on that terrifying list? He says people will be lovers of themselves. What does it mean to be a lover of yourself? This is not talking about healthy self-care. This is a deep spiritual diagnosis. It is a heart that has made the self its own idol. It is self-obsession, self-worship. In this worldview, the self is the ultimate authority. My feelings are my truth. My happiness is my highest goal. My will is supreme. Our modern culture preaches this as the highest good. Follow your heart. You are enough. Live your truth. But the Bible calls this the very root of sin. It is the original lie from the Garden of Eden, where the serpent tempted humanity with the promise, "You will be like God." Being a lover of yourself is the act of placing yourself on the throne of your own life, the throne that belongs to God alone. Paul's full phrase a little later in the chapter is that people will be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. It is a zero-sum game. The more your heart is filled with love for self, the less room there is for love for God. You cannot have two masters on one throne. When self is on the throne, God becomes a cosmic butler, someone we pray to when we want him to serve our agenda and make us happy. But when God is on the throne, the self is joyfully dethroned and becomes what it was always meant to be, a humble worshipper and a faithful servant. So how do we avoid getting this tag in the last days? How do we fight the impulse to worship ourselves? First, the antidote is gratitude. A truly grateful heart cannot be a self-obsessed heart. Gratitude, by its very nature, forces you to look outside of yourself and acknowledge that every good thing you have is a gift from a giver. Second, the antidote is secret service. Do something good for someone else that you get absolutely zero credit for. Tell no one. Post nothing. This is a direct act of war against our craving for recognition, and it starves the ego. Third, and most importantly, the antidote is worship. True worship is the ultimate act of dethroning the self. It is the weekly, daily, hourly act of declaring with your mind, your heart, and your life that God, and not you, is the glorious center of the universe. The battle of the Christian life is a daily battle for the throne of our heart. Will we be lovers of ourselves or lovers of God? The first path leads to the terrible times Paul warned about. The second leads to life, peace, and joy. Let's have the courage to ask God to search our hearts, to knock down any idol of self we have built, and to put him back in his rightful place. May your heart today be filled, not with love of self, but with a profound and joyful love for God.